this is Kaitlyn, and this is going to be a new series that's called Kaitlyn's Story Time. I hope you guys enjoy it, so let's get on with it. This story is a pony story, and it has spoilers to Season 3 and Season 5, so please don't read it if you haven't watched Season 5 and Season 3 of My Little Pony, but if you don't really care about it, then let's get on with it. Okay, now this is a little introduction to our fanfic that we wrote because it's kind of a fanfic, but we haven't put it on the internet yet, so yeah. Hello, and hope you enjoy our fanfic. This was a two-person job. We both hope you enjoy it. Plus, I just want to mention some amazing fanfics that we have read. I think Bride of Discord, Daughter of Discord, Son-in-Law of Discord is an amazing series. We also want to mention some creepypasta fanfics, but I recommend the ages over 11. If okay with scary things, then have permission to go ahead. But if not, then don't say we didn't warn you. Enjoy. P.S. This may contain spoilers from Season 3 and Season 5 of My Little Pony. Yes, we have read a little bit of fanfiction, so this one is... We were mentioning some of them because my friend is obsessed with Discord, so that's why there's a lot of Discord in that, so yeah. Now, let's get on with this amazing fanfic that we did. And by the way, I'm only going to be reading this in pages, and because this fanfic is 7 pages long, I will have 7 parts of this. So, I will read this in 7 parts, because I don't want this to go on forever, and I'm pretty sure I could read this really fast. So, let's do this, okay? In the land of ponies, Equestria, where Pegasus, unicorns, and earth ponies. They were all in harmony. Things couldn't be better. The 6 elements of harmony were united and defeated Nightmare Moon, and soon after defeated Discord, the spirit of chaos, and Queen Chrysalis even. But it just wasn't right. Why 6 elements of harmony? Why not 7 or 8 or even 9? It just didn't add up until now. It was just another day in Canterlot, where Princess Celestia and Princess Luna were ruling over Equestria once again. The two were both going over Twilight's letter, when suddenly a guard came rushing through the doors. "Princesses!" the guard yelled. Suddenly, the stallion was in panic and shock. Luna eventually told him to calm down and tell him what was going on. There's 2 young earth pony fillies outside, who say that there was a fire. What? The 2 sisters yelled together. "Take us to thy fillies," Luna said, still getting used to the proper talking thing. As they were walking, the guide was thinking about the 2 fillies, and how he felt that the 2 fillies felt different to the other ponies, but it wasn't a part of his job to show no opinion in the matter. The guard showed the princesses outside. They saw the 2 strange fillies. The tallest one had an orange and red mane, and a tail that looked like a fire, with pink glasses and a cape. The other one was a shorter pony, with a chocolate milkshake and a butterfly as her cutie mark, with swirls around it. She had a candy-like mane, and the patterned yellow and pink stripes down it. It was the same with her tail. Celestia stood up straight in a clear voice. "Where is the fire?" The shortest one couldn't help herself but laugh before them. "Ha ha ha ha! You actually felt for that?" "What did they speak of?" Luna interrupted. The tallest filly stepped forward. "There is no fire," she said quietly. "It was to get you here," she continued. "We couldn't wait to speak to you any longer." While Luna thought that this was wasting time, Celestia was intrigued. "What do you mean?" The smallest filly looked up to the left to see the tallest filly. "Do you think we should tell them?" she said. The tallest filly nodded. "You see, we're alicorns." The princesses started laughing and laughing until the smallest one had enough and whipped her tail. The 2 princesses saw 2 alicorns before them. "Who are you?" Celestia said while shaking her head. "I'm Flame and this is Buttermilk," the tallest filly said. "So the tallest filly is Flame, is it?" Luna asked. Flame nodded, and then they went to the castle to write a letter to Twilight, because she went to see Cadance. They wrote the letter to Twilight. Then they were going to home to see Flame and Buttermilk. Sometime later, Twilight came to the castle to meet Flame and Buttermilk. "Greetings, Twilight. I'm so honored to meet you," Flame had said. That sentence that touched Twilight's heart so much. They gave them both a hug. "I can't believe more alicorns. That means more princesses for Equestria." They told all over Equestria that there were 2 more alicorn ponies. All over Equestria was talking about it. Buttermilk and Flame were very excited, and so was Twilight. As the 3 alicorns chatted, Celestia came in to ask Twilight. "May I have a quick word with you, please?" she whispered. Twilight trotted towards the main room, where Luna and Celestia were waiting for her. Celestia used her magic to close the doors behind Twilight. "Twilight, do you know why Buttermilk and Flame are special, and why they are alicorns?" Celestia spoke. "Not yet, but I'm sure it's nothing big, right?" Twilight said, unsure. There was silence. Meanwhile, Flame and Buttermilk were waiting impatiently. "What do you think they're talking about?" asked Buttermilk. Flame was thinking of the same thing, walking left and right, but Flame heard what Buttermilk just asked, and she nodded. What could say? It's not like she knew what they were talking about anyway. "What?" yelled Twilight, not loud enough to let Buttermilk or Flame hear. "Twilight, calm down," said Luna. "But how could Flame and Buttermilk be the elements of harmony as well? It just doesn't add up," Twilight said, as quietly as possible, but loud enough for Celestia and Luna to hear. It went silent for a while. Then Celestia spoke. "Well, you know Applejack, Rarity, Pinkie Pie, Rainbow Dash, and Fluttershy, they became elements of harmony and defeated Nightmare Moon. She became my little sister once again." Celestia then turned to Luna, who had a nice, friendly smile on her face. Celestia then turned back to Twilight and continued. "Well, let me tell you. When we showed Nightmare Moon the light, they created a flame, a symbol of light, of the element of light. But with all of Nightmare Moon's hatred and anger, I'm afraid Flame losing control of her anger and fire." Celestia then took a breath and continued. "And Fluttershy reformed discord. That made Buttermilk, the element of chaos. But this is a different type of chaos, though. Oh, I got it. Think of Pinkie Pie. She makes people laugh and makes mistakes at all times. But Buttermilk is a lot more powerful. As a filly, she will sometimes make mistakes." Celestia then stopped and looked straight at Twilight to see if she understood. Then Twilight beat her to it. "I understand. If we just keep on using the elements of harmony, it's going to be harder to find all of the ponies that represent them." Twilight lowered her head and down as she finished her sentence, but Celestia and Luna stood up and trotted to Twilight. "Twilight, if I have learned anything from you, it is no matter how big the problem is, there's always a solution," Luna said in a reassuring type of voice that put a smile on Twilight's face. Okay, I'm sorry, that was 3 pages. I lost track of time. So, I'll just talk a little bit about that, okay? So, Flame is, you know that wolf in The Legend of Korra? Yeah, that's Flame, and she's a character that I thought of myself, so yeah. And Buttermilk is Earthlyn, my friend. My friend's name is Earthlyn. That's her nickname that she made up herself. And so Earthlyn made Buttermilk, and we pretty much changed the whole of My Little Pony into a version that we would like it to be. Like, for example, Twilight is her princess form instead of being like her regular Twilight form. And there is 3 princesses, but now there is 5 princesses because Flame and Buttermilk are princesses now because they are alicorns. And when you become an alicorn, then you officially become a princess. So, yeah. And they became a alicorn because of the magic that Nightmare Moon and Discord made, so they pretty much made their own fillies and they became princesses, so yeah. And if you don't understand it, then I'll put some information into the description so that you understand it a bit more. And so there will be another part where I read another 3 pages, well, 4 pages, so then I can just make it 7, so then I can have it in 2 parts. So yeah, I hope you like this pony fanfic. Me and my friend Earthlyn took a long time to make this, and we really loved it. We haven't touched it in a couple of months, but I've been adding some more bits onto the end of it, and it's really interesting, the ending. So just be aware that this is a very good fanfic, and if you want to listen to more, wait for the next episode, which will probably be in the next 3 days. So bye!